Hello friends, Heather Lambert here. I'm back with another update. Here to let you know how it's going on chemotherapy. So those of you that are new, my name is Heather Lambert. In February of 2022, I found a lump in my breast all by myself, and over the course of February and March, lots of doctor's appointments, mammograms, ultrasounds, MRIs, biopsy procedures, until I got my diagnosis on March 31st. I have both DCIS and invasive mammary carcinoma, basically breast cancer, and I have triple negative, so it is not hormone receptive, it is not HER positive. It's tends to be very aggressive type of cancer with a very few options for treatment. It is grade 3. My doctors have tentatively staged me at 3B. Of course, the official staging happens after surgery. Because I am triple negative, chemotherapy is my first treatment. I also have lymph node involvement, so I have at least one, probably more like 3 or 4 lymph nodes involved. So that puts me at stage 3B, that and the size of the tumor when I started. Now, I have been on chemotherapy since April. It's going well as it can. So chemotherapy, it's interesting. Chemotherapy is not anything what I thought it would be like. And so if you have no experience with cancer, or anybody who has recently gone through chemotherapy, and I say recently because I know I have family members who did chemotherapy years and years ago, and it's not anything like what it is now. Like, really, things have changed so much. So I hope that my story in these videos, which is the whole point of me doing them, can give you some comfort or some encouragement and some hope. I know when I got first diagnosed, the best thing that I did, and the thing that helped me the most, was watching videos and hearing from people who had gone through it or were going through it, and like, they're good. They're telling me it's okay. You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You'll get through it. It'll be over soon. Like, you'll get to the other side. And seeing them on the other side was very encouraging. So I know that it can be very tough, and it is really hard on some days. And I anticipate it being harder in the days to come. But I'm doing it. I'm getting through, and one day it'll be done. In a couple of months it'll be done, and then we go on to the next thing. So I hope that these videos are encouraging. And if you know somebody going through chemotherapy, or you are going through, or you just found out you have to go through, I've been getting a lot of messages, people that are first diagnosed or were diagnosed and now they find out they have to have chemotherapy. I hope these are encouraging for you and hopeful, and give you some information to help you through. So what's it like? So I am doing 4 cycles of carboplatin and Taxol, as well as an immunotherapy called Keytruda. So I know those are big words and they don't mean a lot to anybody, but it just goes to show that there are lots of chemo drugs now. It used to be very few. It used to be like 4 or 5, and that was it. There was not a lot to choose from. But there are a lot of different chemo drugs now, and they are very specific to different types of cancers and to different stages and to different situations. So everybody gets what they need. Everybody gets what's going to help them the best. And so for triple negative breast cancer, carboplatin and Taxol, I get 4 cycles. So what does that mean? So a cycle on chemotherapy is 3 weeks. So 1 cycle, 3 weeks. And it just so happens, well, the Keytruda and the carboplatin I get every 3 weeks. So once every 3 weeks, I get that. And then the Taxol is weekly. So I'm on a weekly dose. Some people have it every 2 weeks, a dose dense, and they get it every 2 weeks. I have mine weekly. So I go to the infusion center every week on Thursdays now, and I get, so the first day of the cycle, I get Keytruda, I get Benadryl, I get Pepsid and some other steroids, And then they let me wait, and that all takes like an hour. So it's a half an hour for the Keytruda, it's another half an hour for the Benadryl, it's another half hour for this, and then you wait for a half an hour so it gets in your system, and that is just so you don't have any allergic reactions to the chemotherapy. And then I get the carboplatin, which takes about an hour, and then I get the Taxol, which takes about an hour. So the infusion centers are great. I have 2 wonderful nurses there that take care of everybody. We have 7 chairs, so there's people in and out all the time. Not everybody is on chemotherapy. There's people come in for all sorts of reasons at the infusion center. So, but I'm there for for quite a while, most of the day. So I get to see everybody come and go, and hang out with the nurses. They're really nice people, so it's a pleasure. But once they give me that Benadryl, I pretty much take a nap. In fact, last week I think I was snoring because I woke myself up a couple of times. So the Benadryl really knocks you out. And then the steroids, once you sleep off the Benadryl, the steroids can kind of keep you awake, and so it's a little tricky that first day. And it's a long day. It's just long sitting there and getting all of that. So I have a port. So this is my port right here. It's like a little button, and it has a soft spot in it where they insert a needle just like they would an IV. And there's a cord, you can see it runs up here into my jugular vein. So it goes directly, feeds directly into the heart. And that's just to keep your veins, to protect your veins. And then getting an IV is not fun. I don't know about you guys, but they can't ever find a vein on me. So having my port makes it so much easier. They just poke in there just like they would an IV and hook me right up. So it's much less painful and anxiety ridden for sure. And then I don't have to get an IV every week. Plus the chemotherapy going through your veins can tear them up pretty good too. So it just protects everything. It makes it all a lot easier. So they access my port, give me all my stuff, takes a few hours, and then I go home, and usually I'm pretty tired that first day just from all of the pre-med drugs. The next day I usually feel pretty good. Steroids are still good, so you feel pretty good. I tend to get a little bit tired maybe in the evening, but it's not so bad. So then the next day, so day 3, that's the day I usually feel mostly off. And I say off, chemotherapy reacts to everybody differently. So everybody has different symptoms and different reactions. I've been pretty lucky so far. I have not had nausea. I would not describe it as nausea. Sometimes my tummy just feels kind of off. Like, do I need to eat? Maybe I need to eat. Maybe I ate too much. Maybe like just off. I'm tired, but I'm not sleepy. I'm irritated. I'm emotional, I'm unmotivated, and I don't want to think about nothing. I'm a little antsy feeling, like I just not settled, just off. And that's been kind of like my worst day. The next day, again, I feel pretty good. So I get a good night's sleep, and then I feel pretty good the next day, and then I might be a little off. I tend to get more tired in the evenings. So if I do stuff during the day, I try to do it early in the day because I know I'm going to run out of steam. So I can't do as much in a day as I used to. But overall, I feel like okay. Still so you can still live life, right? And so that's, I think, one of the things people think is, oh, you're in chemotherapy, you have cancer, you're going through all this horrible stuff, and you feel bad and you have to just sit in bed all day. But it's not like that at all. It's not like that. I'm here at jiu-jitsu, took Christopher to jiu-jitsu. I take him most nights. Today we went to Home Depot. Yesterday we did groceries. Like, I'm still out and about doing all the things. I'm okay, right? So, but again, it hits everybody different. So if you're not okay, it's okay. Rest. Do what you have to do to feel better. That's it. Because it does. It hits everybody differently, and differently on different days, for sure. So I have had my emotional days, absolutely. And that's where your support group comes in. I have some amazing ladies who are also going through treatment, the same treatments as I have. And they are great. So, I mean, I'm having something yucky happening, I can message them and they're very encouraging, or they're like, yeah, me too. And then I don't feel so alone. And so it's really great to have those people that get it. And your loved ones and your people around you want to support you and help you, but sometimes they just don't get it. And so having those people that are going through it as well, or have been through it, it really helps to talk with them and share with them, because they understand, they totally get it, and it's okay, and they'll help you through. So I have several ladies that help me get through those rough times. I also have an amazing husband who lets me cry on his shoulder when I need to, and I have. You just have to. Every now and then you just have to. It all builds up and it overwhelms. I try to describe it one day. So it's not like I feel horrible and all these things are happening. It's like all these little annoyances, right? So the hair fell out, and my whole family shaved their head at the same time. They are all starting to grow back, and I am not. So there's that. And I know that's not a big deal and it doesn't hurt or really affect you day to day. But when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't look like you, right? It's not you that you see back in the mirror. And so that can be tough sometimes. Even when I colored my hair, so I've been blonde for my whole life, and I went kind of red once, and it was fun for a minute, but then I'm like, it's not me. It just doesn't look like me, and I don't feel like I can be me. So it is a big deal, and so it does get to you from time to time. Wearing hats all the time is annoying, especially in the summer in Florida. My eyebrows are starting to go, so from here to here on my eyebrow is all colored in on both sides, so from here to here. The rest is kind of thin, so I sort of fill in, but from there to there is completely bald, and I have to color it in. My eyelashes are starting to get thin. I get watery eyes, so I have very dry eyes, so I have a trail right now. I have very dry eyes, and my eye doctor, my vision was starting to get very blurry, and my doctor told me I have the beginnings of cataracts, which, lucky me, can be sped up by chemotherapy. So that's a thing. I get, for a while there, I was getting some dry, itchy, like rashy kind of things. It's not bad now. Some things have come and gone. I did have bone pain in the beginning, but that's pretty much subsided. I don't feel stiff and achy anymore. I feel poofy. I've gained a few pounds. It could be the food, because nothing tastes right. So when something does taste right, like, I want to eat it, and unfortunately the only thing that tastes right is sweets. And I've done so good to get rid of sugar from my diet, and now the only thing that just tastes good is sweets and sugary stuff. So I have had more of that, which is probably part of the weight gain, that and the steroids. So that's a thing, right? Clothes don't quite fit right. So it's just this little annoying stuff. My fingernails are really dry and brittle. They're starting to split. Today my thumb hurts, and I don't know if it's the beginning of some neuropathy, some things, or if I heard it. I'm not really sure. That's sort of a game that I play. Yesterday my throat hurt. I tend to get runny in the nose and congested, and sometimes that postnatal drip kind of collects, and then I get sort of a sore, yucky throat. So I had that yesterday. It's better today, and then it's the question, right? Am I getting sick? Is it allergies? Is it chemo? Did I sleep with my mouth open? I have no idea. My gums and the inside of my mouth kind of feels off lately. It didn't in the beginning. So chemo is cumulative. It's not like, so when I had COVID, I missed an infusion, and people are like, well, does that mess you up? And it doesn't, because it's cumulative, because it builds up slowly. And it's not like if you would take a pill, right, and then that pill wears off, so you take another pill because you need another dose. It's not like that. So chemo is more like baking a cake or mixing frosting. If you've ever made frosting and you put the powdered sugar in, if you put all the powdered sugar into the frosting in the bowl and turn the mixer on, it poofs out all over the place, right? So you have to add it a little bit at a time, mix it slowly until you get it all in there. And so that's what chemotherapy is like. You have to put a little bit in at a time, let the body absorb and get it in there, and then add a little more, and then add a little more. Eventually you get it all in and you have frosting. So that's kind of what chemotherapy is like. That's what I think of it anyway, is we're just adding the medicine a little at a time. So it's not like it runs out and you get a new dose. It's we're building it until we have it all in there, and then it can really do its job. So so symptoms and things can accumulate over time as well. And so dry nails, dry skin, stuff like that. Neuropathy can come much later, even though I didn't have it before. So I'm hoping that's not the beginnings, but I'm starting to wonder if some of these kind of new sensations in my hands, kind of funky feelings in my mouth, might be some of that cumulative stuff with new symptoms popping up. So that's fun. My runny nose, sometimes I get a little bloody nose. What else? That's it. Mostly I'm just tired in the evenings. I just don't feel like much. My brain doesn't think so great. It's not as creative and problem solving and thinking all the time as it used to. But yeah, but it's okay. Like, it's doing its job. It's doing its job. And if that's what it takes to stay alive forever, then that's what we gotta do. So where am I at? I have had 8 infusions. So I get number 9 on Thursday, and that will be the end of cycle number 3. So I'll have my 4th and final cycle of carbotaxol next week, number 10, 11, and 12. And then after that, I start a new regimen. So typically it's called AC, also known as the Red Devil. Doxorubicin, I think, is the actual name. I will start that the next week. And that one is once every 3 weeks. So it'll be a little bit different. New symptoms. We'll see how my body tolerates this new cocktail. And I will get 4 cycles of that. And then I will be scheduling surgery and figuring out what kind of surgery I'm going to have. I don't know yet. At the end of July, after I finish my carbotaxol regimen, I will meet with my surgeon for a follow-up and perhaps talk about some of the options and then start making some decisions. So I anticipate surgery in October. It will take a month or so to heal. And then I will have a month of radiation. So probably in December. Merry Christmas. But the good news is that means all of my treatment, as long as everything goes well, should be done by the end of the year. And I can start 2023 with a fresh new schedule without any doctor's appointments and craziness. So yeah, so things are going well. I have good days, I have off days, I have sad moments, and then I take a nap and I get back going. So people ask me all the time, like, how do you stay so positive? How do you keep going? But that's it. It's having those support people. It's having those people that you can cry on their shoulder when you need to. It's allowing yourself to do that. It is having those people that are going through it and can understand to chat with and make you feel not alone. It's using language, right? You have to use words and language that are positive, that are uplifting. My father called and wanted to talk about, like, what is the worst case prognosis? Like, no, we don't, that's not language we're using. There is no worst case prognosis. We're just doing treatment and then we go on with life. So use language that's going to put positive, good, happy thoughts in your head and healing thoughts in your head, right? Having your support system around you, having the mindset that, yeah, it's gonna suck sometimes and it's just what we gotta do, but we're gonna get it done and then we're gonna go on. And that's a mindset that this is just treatment and then it'll be over. Also knowing that along the way, as horrible as this all is, right? Along the way, there are blessings and opportunities. Every step along the way, there have been blessings and opportunities. The people that are my biggest support that are going through this as well, I did not know them before I was diagnosed. And now they are amazing friends that I will call on forever. So I would not know them. And so what a blessing that I've been able to add them to my life. I would not know just how strong I am, right? Until you have to go through something so horrible and difficult, and now you know how strong you are. You know who your really good friends are. You know who you can count on. You know, you just learn so much along the way, and you meet so many amazing people. You learn so much. I've learned so many things about, breast cancer specifically, but that's a blessing because now I can share that with the other women in my life. I can share that with you guys. Because I'm telling you, the general public has no idea. They just don't understand. And until they experience it themselves or have someone very close to them that they can watch go through it, they just have no idea. And 1 in 8 women will go through this experience. So if 1 in 8 women can experience this and come out on the other side, I can do it too. And you can do it too if you have to go through it, or your loved one can make it through, and it'll be okay. So that's just the mindset and the belief that we have to get through, and we will. So things are going well. I had fully intended to update you guys every week, but you know, I have cancer and I'm on chemotherapy, so I get here when I get here. But we will try to keep you updated as things happen and as things progress. I hope you have a great week. I hope you just have a great week. Find something good to be grateful for, and look for the opportunities in your life. No matter what you're going through, there are opportunities. So look for those and watch your language, keep it positive, and always have the belief that there are better times coming. If they're not so great now, there's better times coming, and if they are great, share them, because somebody else needs your smile. So that's it for me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Please comment. Let me know what you're going through. Send your support, send your questions. I love it. Share this page with somebody that you think might need to hear it or see it. Subscribe so you can see the next video. You don't want to miss it. Hopefully it'll be exciting. I have no idea. But that's it for me. Bye for now.